Okay, the super secret wealth building strategies of the rich. All right, I'm excited to be here with you and to get into this one. But before we get started, just hold on a minute here. Let me look around. Okay, this is a secret, so come closer. All right, I'm going to tell you this in your ear. The super secrets of the wealthy. The secret is there is no secret. That's the secret. There is no secret. Now I'm being a little bit facetious here. I'm kind of joking a little bit, but there is a very, very serious part of this subject. And that is that there are some tips, yes, but there is no secret really, okay? A lot of times you get things out there where they tell you there's this big secret. Or, you know, a lot of things online when people are selling courses and things like that, they're like, we will give you all of the aspects of this wealth building strategy or this way to get wealthy or rich quick when you just click here and go behind the paywall. Then you get all of the information about how to build wealth or how to make money in whatever program that they're selling you. And it's the same thing. Like I think about there's an author, and you know, I won't say his name, but he had a bunch of books about what they don't want you to know about. Like there's these secrets out here. He had one, cures that they don't want you to know about. Well, let me tell you something. In today's modern age, okay? In today's modern age, you've got something. Most of you have it right in your pocket. I have mine right here. This is my phone. And guess what I can do on that phone? I can type in Google, and if I type an inquiry into Google, a question, it's going to come up with a whole bunch of responses to that inquiry. Some of them are even going to have videos attached, so I can watch a video to learn anything that I want to learn. Now, I will give one caution. Whenever you're learning something online, you need to be a little careful to make sure that you use your critical thinking, look at quite a few different sources, find where they actually agree or have consensus, and then you go from there and maybe even consult a real world expert and see if all of those things kind of have consensus with them and then go forward. But I just have to give that a little bit of caution there, because just because something is online doesn't mean that it's the gospel truth. So you have to be careful and use your critical thinking. But most answers to everything are already out there. So there's no super secret here, okay? The secret is that you need to do those things that help folks to be successful at any endeavor, okay? Finances is just what we're talking about here. Becoming wealthy, or what are the secrets of the rich to build wealth? So let's talk about another thing, because we have an event today, the Super Bowl, okay? And in the Super Bowl, we're going to have two teams here who are going to compete against each other to win this American football game, the Super Bowl. And I think specifically about one of the players on the Kansas City Chiefs, their quarterback. I believe his name is Patrick Mahomes. Now, I'm not well versed in football. I don't watch it all that much. But like I said, Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback. And if you have ever watched Patrick Mahomes, he has some incredible talent where he's able to throw that football often into the end zone and just almost like it's a guided missile where it hits that receiver in the end zone for a glorious touchdown. He has that kind of talent, okay? But we see that, and maybe we'll see that tonight in the Super Bowl game. But what we don't see, or many of us don't see, is what it took for him to get to the point to where he had that kind of talent. I don't know his full story, but I bet in high school, he, day after day, over and over and over again was probably doing drills on his high school football team. I think about that drill where they have all of the tires lined up, you know, and they're kind of doing that really, really fast footwork through those tires. They're going through different little obstacle courses and running, you know, and things like that. And then they're turning around and catching a football. Or they have those drills where they have those dummy type things where they're tackling into them and moving them forward, and they're doing that at practice day after day after day after day. I bet Patrick Mahomes went through some of that probably in high school. And I bet even today he's going through drills on a daily basis to where he's throwing that football over and over and over again to where he gets to the point of muscle memory where he's able to make those fantastic plays. So what does that have to do with you? It's not like, in that analogy, that Patrick Mahomes woke up today without any consistent work on a daily basis and just got to the point to where he's able to throw those fantastic touchdown passes. That just didn't happen today. He had consistent work over time, okay? And that is the big secret, if there is a secret, to building wealth. Consistent increments of investing on a regular basis, let's say a monthly basis, in something like a 401k at your job, if you have that. We're going to use the 401k for a moment here, and we're going to kind of define what does it mean to be rich, because people have a different definitions of rich or wealthy, but what we're going to use is $1 million, reaching $1 million status, okay? And there are some stats here in the U.S. About 10% of the people in the U.S. have $1 million net worth. It's a little less than that. I think it's like 8.8%, but we'll use the statistic 10%. So if you have 100 people in a room, about 10 of them have reached millionaire status. And many of those folks reach millionaire status first within their 401k. Another stat about 401ks is that many of your 401k millionaires reach that level at around ages 49 to age 55. I've seen both. 49 at the low end, age 55 at the higher end. So your millionaires, many of them, reach it within their 401k between age 49 and 55. And just a little caveat here, I mentioned millionaire status because there's a lot of books and things out there kind of in the financial space, books that talk about millionaires. Like I've read The Millionaire Next Door. I read The Millionaire Mind, okay? There's also The Unemployed Millionaire. And Dave Ramsey's team had a gentleman on there that wrote Everyday Millionaires. And so there's all of these books that talk about millionaire. So I think millionaire is a good place to look as far as wealth, building up $1 million. And I kind of think of it as liquid assets. So something like a 401k, if you get to $1 million, then that would fit the bill. So let's get back to 401ks. And I'm going to get a little specific here to kind of help frame this. I work for a great grocery store. It's H-E-B here in Texas. And it's a great grocery store. And we have fantastic youth that work at the grocery store that I work at. And I am so invested and excited about helping them to see what they can do with their financial future. So I talk to these young people, and I think about this because a 20-year-old could invest in something like their 401k, and with just a small amount, $100 a month, they can go from 20 years old to retirement at age 65. They would be a millionaire by just investing $100 a month. And here's how this kind of breaks down, okay? An S&P 500 fund, since its inception, has done about 10%. And we have 100 years of data for the S&P 500 fund. And it's done 10%, like I said. So a 20-year-old, if they just invest $100 a month, that can get them to millionaire status by retirement, okay? Now, to look specifically at the 401k at our work, the 401k at our particular work puts in $1.60 for every dollar that you put in, up to 2.5%, okay? To get a little bit more nerdy with the math, 2.5% equals 1 hour of pay if you work 40 hours, okay? Because 2.5% of 40 is 1, okay? So at our particular work, if someone works 40 hours and they're making $10 an hour, which I don't know of anybody at work that's earning less than $10 an hour, but to make the math easy for me, many of them are earning more than $10 an hour, but I'm going to use 10 to make the math easy for me. So if somebody is working on the job that I work with, the grocery company that I work with, and they're making $10 an hour, and they put 2.5% into their 401k, and they work 40 hours a week, so 1 hour of pay is going to come out, and our company matches $1.60 for every dollar that they put in. That means that they're going to work their 40-hour week, they're going to put $10 into their 401k, it happens automatically, and the company is going to come back and put $1.60 for every dollar, so the company is going to put in $16. So they're not putting in $10 a week. Due to the company match, that extra $16, they're putting in $26 a week. And if you remember, this person is a 20-year-old. And just like I explained, if they just put it in a boring S&P 500 fund there, they're going to be putting in approximately $104 a month if we put the month in 4 weeks. So each week, they'll be putting in $26, or in the month, $104. That $104, if the S&P 500 does what it's done since its inception, that's not a guarantee, but let's just say that it does, then they're going to be a millionaire at retirement at age 65. So it's that simple. It's as if they're running through those tires in that example once a month and just putting that away. May it take a little bit of pain? Maybe, a little bit. Maybe they gotta skip a pizza a week, and that will get them to millionaire status by their retirement. But if you're listening to this and you're telling me, okay, I'm not 20 years old, I'm 35. Well, let's take a look at 35, what it would take to get you to millionaire status by age 65, okay? Now, what it would take for you to reach millionaire status if you're 35 and you monthly are putting something into a 401k, it's going to take you $450 a month into your 401k to reach millionaire status by age 65. You might tell me that's not in my budget. $450 is not in my budget. I can't do that, okay? How many of you have a car payment? I bet a lot of you do. The average car payment here in the United States is $700 a month, okay? That's crazy. I drive a $2,000 car. I couldn't sell it for more than $2,000. It's a 97 Honda Civic with 294,000 miles on it. That car turns over every single time I get into it. It's been very, very few times where I turn that key and it hasn't come on. That engine hasn't just boom, just come right on, okay? And the few times that it hasn't turned over, most of the time it was my fault. I left the lights on or something and drained the battery. So I drive that car with almost 300,000 miles that I couldn't sell for more than $2,000 every single day, and it tends to be more reliable than some of the newer cars or brand new cars that people buy that are my colleagues at work. They've had more trouble with their cars. So if you will do what it takes to skip a car payment Just buy what you can afford, okay? And you will have that $450 in your budget. If you got to hang on to your car, just figure it out. Maybe there's other things that you can cut out of your budget, or are actually lower in your budget. Maybe your phone, maybe you've got streaming services, different things like that. Figure it out and get to that $450 a month if you're 35. And then you can reach millionaire status by age 65. Okay. The curious thing about that $700 a month car payment that most Americans have is this little scenario here. Like I told you, the S&P 500 has had a return of about 10% since its inception over the last 100 years. That $700 car payment is kind of curious to me, because let's just say that the S&P 500 over the next 30 years, because you're going from age 35 to age 65, so over the next 30 years it doesn't do 10%, it does 8%, okay? So you're 35, you go ahead and skip the car payment. You buy cars with cash, and you just buy what you can afford and upgrade over time. So you have $700 free within your budget. And so from age 35 to age 65, you are investing $700 a month. Guess what? You're going to reach millionaire status by age 65 by investing that $700 a month from age 35 to age 65. So you're able to reach it by skipping the debt of car purchase on, with a loan, and using that $700 a month to build your wealth, okay? So what we've gone over here is the secret, the super secret of reaching millionaire status. The super secret is just being consistently, month after month, investing in something like your 401k. I suggest, I'm not your financial advisor, and I don't have the credentials to be a financial advisor, so I really can't give you financial advice, but I could tell you what I would do. What I would do is invest in your 401k in something like an index fund, an S&P 500 index fund, or I like total stock market index funds. But the bottom line is to just get in there and to start investing in your 401k, particularly if you're young, but even if you're older. Get it started, get it going, and just be consistent. Month after month, do that, and later on, you're gonna wake up and actually have millionaire status. So that is what you want to do. That simple, consistent investing over time. Because those are the ingredients. Your savings rate, how much you put in to a retirement savings vehicle, how much you put in, and how long you're actually investing. And you can reach millionaire status. And then when you get there, people are gonna think that you've come up with the secret, that you have some secret that you can divulge to them. But it's not a secret. It's just consistency and time. So I want you to make sure that you have a better retirement future by employing the secret sauce of investing consistently over time. Now, if this has been of value to you, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to this channel, because I'm definitely going to have more videos about how to tap into your financial future and make it better, okay? And this will also, by doing that thumbs up and subscribing, will help send these videos to more people that might need this information. Thanks again for listening.